Welcome to Gardening Artfully. I'm a Zone 5B here in Ontario, Canada, not too far from Lake Huron. And I thought I'd take you through my garden today. It's the 2nd of May, and we're having kind of a cold spell. Been a very strange year weather-wise. But you gotta do what you gotta do with what you got. So today I'm starting up in the back of my yard. This is my rock garden. And as you can see over there, I started to put some cloth and rocks, of course, and I'll be finishing that sometime. And these are all rocks that were already on my property when I bought this 3 years ago. Now, it wasn't here. This is all new. This is about 3 years old. And my son and I moved all these rocks and placed them on the hill at the back of my yard. And I've always loved the water features in my gardens. So I decided to put this waterfall in. It's a pondless waterfall, and I really love it. I love watching the birds. And the animals come and drink out of it. And it gives a really nice sound. As you can see, there's lots of different types of ground covers. There's prickly pear right there. And ground phlox. Some different moss you'll see. Still in the process of spring cleaning. There's a really nice hens and chicks here. It's beautiful in the spring. And some thyme, sedums. There's some really nice anemones. Some more thyme. More sedums, different types. I'm not sure what these ones are. More hens and chicks. And I try to put in as much hens and chicks. I really do love them. And I have some hostas in the back there. They're not quite up yet because we've had a very cold spring. This here, right there, this tree, that's a weeping beech. Beautiful dark red flower leaves. Here's my shovel. So this is going to be a channel about what I do here. As you can see, the title of my channel, Gardening Artfully. I am an artist, and therefore my art abilities start to be integrated into my gardening. So I love texture, color, different heights. It all matters to my garden palette. I've just put on some fresh mulch last week. I'm still doing it. I've got quite a few yards yet to put on. But it does help keep the weeds down because I do have fairly heavy soil. Not real heavy, but there is quite a bit of clay in it. There's some nice delphiniums. Oh, that's a nice climbing rose there that the bunnies ate this winter. And some clematis. Here's my very big Bartzilla Ito peony. Some phlox. Ambassador alliums. They're huge. And lots of iris, lots of daylilies. I have quite a few different Ito peonies, so be sure to come back and see some more videos when those are in bloom. Now when I'm mulching, I do make sure to keep the mulch cleared away from the base of most of these plants, especially these irises. They do not like to be covered. They'll stop blooming and rot. They like the sun on their rhinestones, they call it. It's a really nice looking, what's it called? Can't think of the name of it now. Yarrow. There it is. That's a white one. I like to incorporate trees and shrubs into my garden, so it's not all just flowers. I'm not sure what style you could say my garden is. That's a beautiful lilac. It's a very unusual color. I'll show you that when it's in bloom. It's a color that I've never seen before. Most of these plants here are only 3 years old. This is the third summer. And when I bought them from a discount nursery that was not far from me. And everything, trees, shrubs, doesn't matter what kind of perennials, it was all $7 for a 1 gallon pot. So I loaded up and bought whatever I needed and ordered bulbs online, different things. Now the Itos they didn't have. That's another Ito right there. They're just doing fantastic in this garden. That's hardy geranium behind it. And I have some right back there is poppies. And they're ornamental poppies. All kinds of, now I have weed in there. As you can see, dandelions are out. I have different types of bushes back there, Wigalias. That one there is a lava flow, I believe it's called, and it's a hydrangea. And it does very well in the sun and never droops. It's a, what do they call it? Piculata form. I believe I said that right. Okay. There's another Ito. And these are only 3 years old. This is gorgeous. This is a couple years old, and it is called a straight lace black elderberry. And it's doing very well. This is zone 5B. And some cypress back there, blue spruce. It's called a baby blue, I believe. Some lilies, which are huge. But I am fighting with the lily beetle. If you guys have any suggestions on how to get rid of those, I just go out every day and pick them, squeeze them. I have lots of ambassador. These are all ambassador alliums. That I got at the $7 nursery, and it's a magnolia. I can't think the name. Star magnolia, I think. Some roses, which I have to cover. I'll take that off after it starts to get going. More rocks. I'm telling you, I had the last owner collected them, literally. And there was piles and piles. So the first year, that's pretty much what we did, my son and I, is moved rocks and made the flower beds. The year after, we put all the flowers in. This mound here was from taking out the edges of the flower beds, and we just threw all of the sod here. I waste nothing. And I still have to do some weeding in there and put some mulch on. How I did my garden beds is the no dig way. So I just put cardboard down and laid my topsoil on top for the year. And that way it just smothers the grass and weeds, and you don't have to dig. And as you can see, it did very well. There's my compost pile for all the cut downs and stuff. And here I had tomatoes last year, and this will go on the compost. And this here is a bunch of seedling delphiniums that I got from New Zealand. And I grew them by seed, and they are doing fantastic. And a few little crocosma I put in there that I had in my pond, which I have to redo an area because it just got full of grass. So I dug those out, got the grass out of them, and well, you know the drill. We're always weeding. This is the center island bed. And I have peonies. I have that there is a red hot poker. That's only this is the second year. It grew like crazy. They love clay soil. Some tree peonies back there. These are coral charm peonies. Snow on the mountain. False indigo right there. It's really doing well. As you can see, lots and lots of. This is a new area. I actually took out, had some rhubarb there, which I've moved. And this is my $7 red bud, and it's got flowers. So that's only 3 years old, and it was like 2 feet tall when I bought it. Now it's 6 feet. Lots of different types of daisies. I have May daisy, Becky daisies, different heights. I did put a lot of daffodils in. And there's another sedum right there. That's a really nice one. I love it. It's variegated. That there's another beautiful tree peony, and it is loaded with buds this year. This here is another favorite of mine. That is called a Foxtail Lily, and they are gorgeous when they come up. So my plan for this channel is to show you walkthroughs of my garden, the progression of blooms and that type of thing. And also if I'm doing any dividing or something maybe you would like to see me do, like moving things around, dividing stuff. Let me know what you want to see. There's some more anemones. I'll swing you across here. Now this needs to be weeded out, and this has no compost on it. And as you see, this phlox just gone crazy. I'm gonna have to move that face, my garden art. This tree here is called a Stewardia, and it blooms in July of beautiful white blossoms. I have some really nice hostas coming up here. These are called Caesar irises. Now, this here has me stumped. So I really appreciate if anybody knows why my peony has all the buds and the leaves kind of in a ball at the top. Now I don't know whether it's because we've had some really hot weather and then all of a sudden it got cold, but I have noticed that the buds, now this one's okay, but see how tight the everything is? Now some of the buds rotted. Now I'm hoping it's not the blight, but the other one that's the same type, this one I believe is called Red Charm, and the other Red Charm that I have is doing the same thing, but none of my other peonies are. So I'm thinking maybe it's a deformity from that breed, or whatever you want to call it. But if you have any ideas, I'd appreciate the comments down below. Okay, here's my Rhododendron, and it has a ton of buds this year. I'm so happy. Tons. I'm hoping I don't get a frost. Now I haven't cleaned out this bed yet, so still have leaves and some weeds in here. Daffodils are gorgeous this year. This is a really tall hosta called Jade Falls. It's beautiful. And this one is gorgeous too. It comes up white, but it does turn green as it gets older. But what a lovely color for the spring. And these Primrose here, they've been blooming for almost 6 weeks. So they are fantastic. Now I am going to be splitting some of my Primrose, like this one here. I have some in the back too. And I'm going to separate them and put them in other areas. So I'll show you how to do that on another video in the future. This one is a magnolia and it's just about ready to bloom. Look at the deep, deep color of that. It's called Black Swan, I think. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. Some more Hydrangea. These ones I don't know what are called. They've never bloomed. And if they don't bloom this year, I'm taking them out. I don't keep stuff that doesn't perform the way I want it to. See, there's another one, the same type, never bloomed. Don't know why. Some more Ambassador Alliums. They're so gorgeous. There's another Foxtail Lily. So yeah, all kinds of trees, shrubs. This is a really awesome little yew, and it's got a really interesting little pattern. It's variegated. Grows very small, doesn't get too big. Great for the small gardens. Another Peony. I think that's called Copper Kettle. It's a really unusual color. And this little tree here is a silk tree, and it looks like it's doing really well. Another lilac. Look at the buds on it. Look how dark they are. There's my patch of rhubarb. Hopefully, I moved it this spring, so I'm hoping it does okay there. It's got lots of room to grow. That's work in progress back there. The tarp is not mine, it's the neighbor's. We don't have any separating fences here, which is kind of nice. We share each other's scenery. Although I'd like him to clean it up a bit. There's some grape hyacinths doing really well. Anemones, more sedum. This is another magnolia, and it blooms later, which is nice because then it won't catch the frost. Lots of lilies up. Hopefully I'll be able to get those darn beetles before they eat it. They're terrible. Look at this beautiful tree peony. Lots of buds. And I'm not sure what this is. I got it from a yard sale, but it blooms all summer and it stays compact. Beautiful pink blooms. And I didn't put any mulch on this area because I did sprinkle some seed in here, and I'm not sure which is which. I know there's some weeds in there, but I'm waiting for the other seed to come up. Some really nice phlox, another different type. It's more cut flower, like it's very deeply cut. It's very pretty. It doesn't grow as fast as the other one. Some Cosima coming up. It's kind of the orange color. So I hope you enjoyed my little walkthrough, and if you have any questions or suggestions of what you want to see, be sure to leave it in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. And if you have a garden, I hope you're able to get out there and enjoy it and just be present and get lost in your garden. Okay, well, I'll let you guys go, and we'll see you real soon. Have a great day.